ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the UKLC. Standing next to me is Saga, rather menacingly. I actually flinched there. I thought you were going to throw that at me. Don't worry. There's no draw show. None of that to deal with.
The final week. Oh man, we're into that very end of the final week. It's the
Almost
final
there.
game. Tower Challenge Finals. Ooh.
This is the last
This is the final chance.
bracket finals we've actually had.
And this is the last
regular
chance
split.
for anyone other than XL or Fnatic to actually appear in the Tower Challenge.
If MnM can beat out XL, they will make it as the first team not to be one of the LEC sister teams in the Tower Challenge, but it's a tall ask. XL are looking really on form this week. They're hungry for blood. They know they just need to beat Fnatic once to secure themselves a spot at Twickenham. And remember, that's home turf for them. That's where they literally are.
That's where they live. That is who could be more comfortable at Twickenham than XL?
Yeah, I mean, imagine having the finals in your house. But coming out of that last game, the man in the jungle was our MVP, Nulty, for MnM. Dude stepped up. I said my piece. He proved me wrong. I mean, 33 kill participation does not actually really sell the story of this man. He set Chibs up. And, he got Chibs so fed that all of Chibs' solo kills kind of by association should be included in his kill participation.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in the vision score, really. Putting down wards should probably count. And when Nulty's playing Elise, maybe that's about as much participation as you really want from him, because it's been a little scary.
I mean, yeah, but this game, we take the mic, but he did have a fantastic game. He set Chibs up. He set Chibs up to snowball. Chibs was able to one-shot anyone late game, so there's no way he can get an assist when Chibs is literally distorting forward and, there's two people dead. Okay, cool. Chibs was really fed. Now, looking into this next game, it's Chibs versus XR. It's also Only Angel versus Sendo. This is the one I'm quite excited about because, these solo lanes, I think they're going to be the key kind of defining factors for both of these teams. And I think if MnM want to win, they're not going to look towards bot lane. They'll leave bot lane on a fairly neutral lane, and they look to play for the solo lane victory.
Yeah, I think the one thing that's going to change for MnM, rather than what XL faced in the previous game, was that Heimerdinger probably will be banned again.
I would rather the Yasuo than the Heimerdinger if I was
both.
on MnM, but you can just take away both. But maybe MnM have something up their sleeve. Remember, Fnatic had an answer to it. It was the Sivir Fiddlesticks lane.
True.
Maybe Yusa plays that. Yusa likes to play scaling AD carries typically anyway, but has been putting more priority on the likes of the Ezreal, which already struggles clearing waves. When you're playing into a Heimerdinger, you're going to have a really hard time clearing waves. So I actually feel like if Heimerdinger does slip through, I don't want to see Yusa playing Ezreal at all here.
Yeah, I mean, he does have other things he can pick. Kai'Sa has been quite a big pick as well for MnM, and Yusa has looked very good historically as well in previous seasons, as well as in some cases in this season as well on that pick. So it's not like he isn't a one-trick, and that's not the only way that MnM can look to play the bot lane. But I do agree with you that this game, the focus will be on the solo lanes, because that is where, so far today, pretty much every game has just been on the back of a solo laner just rolling over the early game and just carrying that momentum through towards the latter stages. So I think there's going to be a lot of focus in the draft phase on that. And yeah, just put Yusa and Shogun on a little bit of a safer bot lane and just make sure that they're not getting beaten out too hard.
So looking towards picks and bans, what are we expecting as well? Because I feel like maybe Nulty, I'd like to see him back on the Olaf. While his Elise was great, his Olaf was dominant. It was scary to deal with. And I wonder if Taxa's going to be able to deal with something like that Olaf. I mean, Taxa does play things like Lee Sin, which also have a pretty decent early game. So there are answers, there are things in Taxa's wheelhouse. But for me, I'm looking towards what do we think the priority is going to be in picks and bans here, going into this, the last bracket finals of the summer split.
Well, a lot of MnM's priority so far has just been assassins, right? And that's been reflected in the bans against them, with Kiana, Akali, or Irelia all being banned out in the first round. And that is a lot of power taken away from the solo lanes, but they're still able to find themselves strong picks. Like the LeBlanc had an amazing game, and it's a similar kind of style. It's an assassin that fits right into Chibs' wheelhouse. So they need to make sure that they're getting their hands on, like we say, those strong solo laners that can get the advantages up against XL. And to do that, I do agree that Olaf is probably going to be a very key pick for Nulty, because not only can it skirmish against Taxa in the early stages, but it can have impact and start getting those lanes ahead, or it could just completely take over the game like it did against Envision yesterday.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that kind of fares out as we are getting closer to the picks and bans. I do want to also look, kind of take a moment, to compare the early game styles, because MnM picked an early game comp, and while they did play a good early game, it was definitely less fast and loose than I expected. They kind of sat back and then waited after the plates to fall off to then snowball from the tower gold and just taking the global objectives that way. When XL, they went, nah, mate, we're just gonna punch you around. And I feel like if MnM played that style, like they play early game, but not like full kind of tilt early game like XL have been playing, I do worry that XL will just kind of give it to them in the early game. Because I feel like both of these teams, especially in recent weeks, have been putting a lot of priority on these kind of first 15 minutes of play.
Yeah, and both of these teams throughout the whole season have been super successful in the first 15 minutes. And then earlier on in the split, there was times where it kind of crumbled and fell apart a little bit in the later stages. But you said, being a little bit more conservative and careful in the way that they've been playing the games and closing things out a little more cleanly. So it will be interesting to see exactly how both of these teams will look to play the early game. I don't think there's going to be as much draft shenanigans from XL, like swapping roles.
I feel like there is. I mean, it's XL. I've always been doing this.
It's potential, but I mean, like Yasuo and Heimerdinger and the role swapping and all that kind of funky jazz. It works, but if certain things are banned out, like, I mean, Yasuo and Heimerdinger is the big ones, right? And then maybe Cassio from Sendo again, that could be another sort of lane swap situation. But
then he has the Nova still.
Down, yeah, I mean,
they're hard to ban out.
They really are.
They're really hard to ban out.
You only have 3 bans against a team, and if you ban out a certain player's champion, they can just go and play a different champ somewhere else on the map. So it is difficult.
We're into picks and bans.
Need to find a way.
You already see MnM have this Akali banned away from them. One of their kind of like high priority picks have been the Akali and the Irelia. When they get paired up together, MnM have been looking very, very scary, but not going to be the case this time, as MnM, they don't want to deal with that Yasuo ever again. They ban that away from XL. There's the Irelia ban. I expect to see a Heimerdinger ban come through, and maybe
the Kiana from XL, just to round out the same as what we had in the previous game, those triple sort of threat AD.
There's also Yumi. Yumi's open. Kasing and Shogun both like this champion. Similar bans, actually the exact same bans we just saw coming out versus MnM earlier on in their last game. And MnM now, what do they want to take away? What do they want to ban here? It's going to be that Yumi. They know that Kasing has a lot of priority on that. That does leave open the likes of the Gnar, the likes of the Cassio here as well.
Does also leave open a lot of junglers. The only real potential jungle ban is sometimes Kiana could be played jungle, but it's much stronger in the solo lane. Yeah. So really the champion pool for junglers is completely open right now, and we've already said that how impactful it's going to be for these Naughty and Taxa both to get themselves on something that can maybe skirmish each other and maybe get some invades and get some priority and some momentum rolling in the early stages.
Well, we are seeing the Cassiopeia lock in here for XL. Now, while XL, I know he's capable of playing it, he much prefers these kind of hyper-aggressive laners. Yeah. The likes of the Tristana, the likes of the Yasuo, these kind of like assassins. It's weird to call Tristana an assassin, but the way XL plays it, it's assassin Tristana. Sure, yeah. So into Chibs, I feel like Chibs also will have assassins in his wheelhouses, and I want an assassin lane matchup here. I want an explosive lane. His Only Angel's going to get his hands onto that Aatrox. It is technically flexible, but we have seen him put a lot of priority on that, especially at the beginning of the split, and it was kind of one of his glorious return champions. He arose as this demon. It was super hard to deal with. MnM,
he submerged from the depths of this
Don't say submerged from the depths. I'm sorry, Barrage. I don't know why I said submerged. There it is, the Olaf Penalty. Getting his hands onto that Viking. I'm very happy to see this. While his release was great to watch, this is a consistently good pick for Chibs. And into a team like XL, you want something that's going to be consistently good. But this does leave open the likes of the Tristana for Exile, for even potentially Hyanan. But I feel like if they lock this in, it's going mid lane, it's going on Exile. They picked that up, and now they'll probably just look to pick a jungler so they don't get hard banned out on the counters.
Yeah, and I'm expecting this to be another one of those scenarios where Sendo will be going to the bot lane, and then Hyanan will be taking something relatively safe top lane, the Karma. Perfect example of something that can pretty much play into anything in the top lane and not be bullied around too heavily. So that certainly seems to be the game plan for XL coming into this one. So I'm expecting Kasing to look maybe towards the Zillion again. Yeah. That pairs up so well with the Cassiopeia. Just land a poison, speed up the Cassio, and it's just a constant machine gun running at 600 move speed at you. It's gross.
What I really loved actually is Hyanan has just played like that guy on XL. Like he hasn't had like a carry performance because it's all been on Sendo and Exile as the two players who are like super flexible. So they just give him like, oh, you can play Corki. Oh, no, you can play Karma. Oh, no, Heimerdinger. He's just played like really super safe lane things and just sent him to whatever lane's been left open. It's like, oh, we need a top laner here. Yeah, you can play Heimer top.
I mean, he's a good player, right?
Yeah, he is. I mean, it does show that he's a good player because he's capable of kind of playing out of his comfort zone in different lanes, on off-roll champions in those lanes, but
and into some of like the strongest solo laners that we've actually had in the UKLC for a while. So,
but look what Chip's got his hands on.
Ooh, so it is the assassin matchup. Assassin Tristana and Assassin LeBlanc. Who's going to jump on who first is probably going to decide who gets the kills.
The level 3, actually, I think is quite exciting because both of them really kind of get that early kill pressure at level 3 once Tristana has the safety from the hop and also just the speed up on the Q so you can proc the explosive charge quicker. LeBlanc, obviously, she needs her full combo for the full kind of burst early, but man, this is already looking like a pretty hypey mid lane matchup. Now, we are getting ahead of ourselves. There is a chance that this is just going to be Cassiopeia mid and like Kiana takes the Tristana in the bot lane, but for the moment, few bans are coming through. You can see MnM ban away some attacks. There's more stronger junglers denying that Lee Sin, denying that Jarvan, while XL, they round out focusing towards the bot lane. The Nautilus and Xayah banned away, but this does leave open the things like the Ezreal, we know Yusa's been put high priority on, the Kai'Sa as well. Lots of things open to Yusa here. What does he want to go for is the question for me, or do they just look for a support here and then try and counterpick AD carry and get something comfortable, something strong in that matchup?
It will just be answered very quickly. The support immediately picked up. This is what we kind of expected from the MnM draft, is getting yourself the top solo lanes and the jungle as well in the first round, getting as much priority as you can on the solo lanes, and then pick something very safe bot lane. Hold on a second.
That's a singed.
Is this like singed volley bear bot lane? Like, what is this?
Oh, no,
that's got to... Karma mid? No. Singed jungle. What is going on? Why is XL doing this to us? Why are all the games like this today? We had, what? Renekton looking like he was going bot lane today.
What is happening today?
Something's really...
All right.
Someone's put something in the water.
Okay, they get the Trundle. Okay, so Trundle's jungle.
So Trundle's jungling. So Karma, Cassio bot lane, Singed top.
Maybe.
I don't mind that.
Unless it is like super standard lanes. We're getting like hard baited by like how standard the lanes are here. And it's Singed top lane. AD carry Tristana, it could just be like super standard, and that's what's actually really strong because I actually don't think MnM know what's happening. They do actually go for the Sona Tom Kench bot lane.
I hate how much I believe that could be what's happening, but then there's a part of me that's like, it's XL, so it can't be that.
It's Karma. It's Karma Singed bot lane.
It will be confirmed very soon. But when we said that MnM is going to be looking for a safe bot lane, I don't think you can get much safer than the Sona Tom Kench that has been locked in for them, and it's a super sustain heavy lane as well that enables their solo lanes to take over in the late game team fights.
So while at the moment on the picks, it does look like it is going to be a Singed Karma bot lane. Yeah. Remember, Hjarnan is often sent to other roles, so might be baiting me and you guys at home a little bit here because the lanes are now set, at least the champions are now set on the players. They still do kind of open up the ability for them to switch out of lanes, but
I could just see Orcs in the back.
Orcs is giving me looks right now.
He's bouncing up and down. He's high.
Wait, is it actually Singed bot lane? Okay, Orcs is telling me that this is going to be Singed bot lane. Orcs actually went, oh my god, guys, how could you not have heard about Singed bot lane? So, you know, if this turns out not to be Singed bot lane, you can blame Orcs.
That's true. Getting your expectations up and just slamming them down. What a terrible guy.
What a terrible guy. I mean, like, could you imagine Singed bot lane? It would be bad. It'd be so bad. Because that's like Klepto Sona as well. So she's just going to be free stacks. Just throwing notes out from a harp.
Yeah. You need a new skin for Sona, like just make it rain instead of like playing the harpsichord or whatever it is. Just playing
as like a table of money.
Suitcase full of cash. Just
Scarface Sona.
Ooh.
Nice. Except there might be a few things you can't put on that desk. You get like the 8th rating on the game.
You get like Mafia Tom Kench as well. There's little
Mafia Tom Kench would be cool. Like, actually, have you got any like really cool skin ideas? I'm curious to hear what you got.
I probably could. I need some time to think of them though, because
so I've got one. I've had this one for a little while.
Armchair Annie.
Has anyone ever seen the Studio Ghibli film Porco Rosso? Corky, Porco Corco, because it's a pig in a plane. Porco Corco. Yeah. My Vegeta knows what that is. Porco Corco.
Filthy.
It's not going to happen. It's basically Red Baron Corky.
Yeah.
But with a pig flying it instead.
There's so many cool skin ideas that if copyright wasn't a thing, you could just shove them out.
I mean, like some of the early skins.
Yeah, okay, like King Rammus.
And Shen.
Frozen Shen.
Yeah, Frozen Shen.
Scorpion Shen. Yeah. Yellow Jacket or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Okay, so Orcs is actually trolling everyone. He's super bad at like predictions. He's super bad at just analyst work here, apparently, because he predicted that the Singed was going to go bot lane, but Hjarnan is in the top lane.
That's the reason he's last, actually.
This is the reason he's last. Beekeeper Singed.
Like, that is a pretty cool skin, actually.
That's a sick skin. Singed doesn't get enough love. I've never played Singed, actually.
Really?
It's one of the champions I've legitimately never played.
How is that possible?
I just haven't. Like,
Singed was so sick in that. So I think it was like last year or something where you just stack Dark Seals and get a corrupting potion and just run everyone down for the entire game.
Time War Tonic worked with his ulti.
That was
because it counts as a potion.
Yeah, that was good times.
Oh, Guardian proc. See that nice and early. This is a pretty interesting matchup actually in this bot lane because this is a sustain matchup. It's not quite like the Persona Taric where it's almost horrible. It's just almost impossible to actually get those kind of favorable fights. But Chibs goes for a fight versus Exile. We'll take the worst end of that trade. This is a Tristana.
That bone plating is actually going to play such a big key point. When we said when he gets to level 3 is where they're both going to be looking for that kill threat. Having that bone plating up is going to reduce actually so much damage from Chibs' combo that early on in the game where he doesn't have the stats to back it up. That could be a huge swinging factor in who gets the advantage in the 1v1.
Well, we're seeing already no surprises really. Sendo and Kasing pushing in this bot lane. This will be the power of the Karma and the...
I've just thought of a really cool skin idea.
Yeah?
Gumball Tristana.
Wait, wasn't that one of the
ideas?
ideas?
And I'm really mad that this garbage was put in place of it.
It's not garbage. I didn't vote for this one. I can't remember. What are the options?
It was like a space one or something.
Yeah, I think I did go for Gumball.
And then the candy one. Like, it's so much cooler.
Yeah, I did go for that. Chibs misses out the chains, so once that charge is popped, he will lose the fight.
This is just because Teemo already has a little demon skin. It's the only reason it was a thing.
They are best friends in the lore.
Yeah, but Rumble's the real go-to guy.
Poor Rumble.
Actually friend zoned. So sad. Rumble in the Jungle is a cool skin.
Rumble in the Jungle is a great skin. There's some really good skins. What's your favorite skin? That's my question.
I'm trying to think of what skins I have. I don't have that many, actually.
You're not a skin guy?
Not particularly.
I didn't ask you, Mike. Sound guy telling me what his favorite skin is. Shogun is just getting chunked here by Sendo. Does still have that grey health, so he'll be not at risk of getting towered over, and he is also with a Sona, so there's a fair amount of healing.
Definitely not Blitzcrank.
Definitely not Blitzcrank is a solid shout. I'll give you that. My favorite is Aviator Aurelia.
That is cool.
It's super basic, but it's really nice. Yeah.
So sick for that, actually. Yeah.
Anyway.
I think the incorrect answer to that question is any prestige skin.
I actually quite like the Lux one.
Prestige Lux?
I have Prestige Lux. That's the one Prestige skin I have, actually. Anyway, let's have a little focus on this game, because while there's been a little early game focus from both of these teams in their last two games, I said a little very early game focus, Exile will finally take a trade here versus Chibs. Chibs wins. Nice pop there. Like the sound effect. Outside of that, MnM have been getting shoved in most of their lanes. Hjarnan on this Singed is proving a nuisance for Only Angel. Not able to clear out these waves quite fast enough, and he just runs around with the poison.
I like how he's taking the Aftershock as well, so he feels a little bit safer just to shove in these lanes, and he's not going to take a huge chunk of damage back from the Aatrox unless...
That's a big knockup. That's a turnaround. Only Angel gets solo kill in the top lane. Well, come at me, bro.
Unless he just stands around while his Aftershock runs out and gets hit by all the sweet spots. Only Angel. Maybe this is why we haven't seen too much Singed. It's punished pretty heavily.
You might be right there, as Kasing is actually going for an optimistic fight here versus Shogun. Now gets a little bit of a trade, turn around, but Kasing now still has the ability to trade onto Shogun. Shogun still chugging away on a potion. Has got the grey health. He should be nice and safe. And Yusa just used his teleport already. He's low on mana. This is one of the key things to watch here. Nulty maybe wants to see if he can make something happen onto Exile. The double chains have connected. They go in for the slow from the axe. The Exile has to jump away. Chibs playing with a lot of aggression in this lane. Sendo just going on to Yusa. Miasma's down, but Not going to be able to kill him right here, right now. This is one of the interesting things, though. Going back towards the mid lane, going back towards the trade. Tristana's very good at assassinating people. She's not very good at assassinating assassins because they actually are assassins.
Yeah, and they do have a lot of mobility in their kit as well. So if you get jumped on by the Tristana in an unfavorable scenario, you have the tools to just get out of dodge. Especially LeBlanc, who, as soon as she hits level 6, has an incredibly long-range dash, reset, and potentially the flash as well if she really needs it. And that's what we've seen from Exile a lot of times, is catching people out in the jungle and getting the reset on his own jump. If he's not able to do that, his assassination potential drops by a large margin.
And the Angel has a pretty easy time clearing out this wave now. He's got that Warhammer, got a little bit more cooldown reduction. Taxa making a play towards this mid lane, hanging about. You can see Hjarnan is there. One of the changes to Singed a little while back was his super mega adhesive, I believe what it's called, or mega adhesive.
The groundage.
It now grounds. It was a little while they did that, but it's been also a little while since we've seen the Singed. Compare that also with the Miasma. There's 2 grounding effects available to XL in this game into the likes of LeBlanc. That actually will be quite hard to deal with. It will potentially prove to be a problem for MnM. Shouldn't be too much of a problem outside of just the LeBlanc because, you know, you can just turn it off with the Ragnarok on Nulti.
Yeah, the only other dash really is the very short range one for only Angel, which you kind of need to use to hit the sweet spots, but it's not like a massive part of his potential in the kit. You'd have the speed up with the World Ender still available to you, but Hjarnan is really getting smacked around in these trades now.
Yeah, and especially when you've got that Deathbringer stance available to only Angel, the passive just gives so much healing. And a long time ago, before some of the changes to the likes of World Ender, he actually had the cooldown reduction reduced on that when he lands an ability. So actually able to get that quite regularly. Gets the Infernal Chains off here, the flip back and grounds him underneath the tower. That's going to be World Ender used by only Angel just to stay alive. The poison damage doing a lot of work, and Hjarnan almost turned that around. A great mega adhesive to pin him in place. Yusa now level 4.
Dive.
Taxa level 6. Might just go for this dive. That's the tongue lash down. Yusa looks for a healing. Exile making his way over. The teleports are being used. Yusa and Shogun just have to hold alive for the moment. They flash forward, but in comes Chips. Yusa gets himself a kill. Taxa leaps over the wall. Chips chases back now. He might be in for a bit of hurt. He's got a charge on top of him. Will make his way out, and Yusa finds a kill. MnM walk away happy. Chips goes in for the trade. Tries to get himself some honey fruits, and oh man, that was optimistic by Chips to go for that.
Sure was. It was really well played by the bot lane, though, with Shogun using the Devour at the exact moment that Sendo's Petrifying Gaze came out, so it kept Yusa alive. That squishy Sona was no longer available as a target after the CC had come down, and it baited them in to try and go for that kill, that little extra second, taking one more tower shot onto Sendo and getting first blood onto Yusa. Just what you want to see when you've got a bot lane that needs to be playing safe is when you're in those tough, high-pressure scenarios where you're being 4v2 tower dive, keeping your cool and playing it really well.
See Kasim go for a bit of a light trade onto Yusa and Shogun, knowing that Yusa is pretty low on mana currently. He has got that tier in his pocket. Teleport coming up any second now as well here, so XL will just be able to hold this wave, pushing it in as Taxa maybe looking to show up. Just wants to get himself a Cloud Drake here for the moment, and Nulti on the top side of the map will not be able to make any kind of ways towards this bot lane to defend, so it might just be a plate going over to XL. Yusa should be able to teleport back down. Shogun has 6 as well, so he should be able to follow Fires and easy. Hjarnan's able to break the chains in the top lane, and they might just go for some plates here.
Are they going to try? Shibs is making his way up, but they decide against it. The wave cleared out so quickly and so efficiently by that poison trail, and he almost has the insanity potion back up as well, so would have had that extra burst of move speed, health regen as well.
A lot of damage thrown onto Kasing, but they are zoning them off the turret, off the defenses. Taxa has been spotted out here. XL's also roaming down. The plates are just falling here for XL.
We're going for part 2.
Coming in. They've got that teleport available. In comes Hjarnan. Chips on that flank. Haven't got ulti quite yet. Sorry, Yusa just used it.
Chips.
That's going to be Chips jumping in. Gets the assassination off of the Sendo. Underneath the tower, Shogun gobbles up Yusa. Hjarnan throws down the poison trail, but it's not enough to get the kill. Now Chips might just be getting caught out here. The poison is burning. He's low HP. A slow comes down by Hjarnan. Don't chase the singed MnM. Take the kill and walk away happy.
Yeah, and take the 3 tower plates in the top lane for Only Angel, who is already getting the better of Hjarnan in the trades up there as well. So you're getting advantages on both sides of the map, and every time they try and put some pressure onto Yusa and Shogun in this lane, Shogun shows exactly why Tahm Kench is this great defensive support.
They're getting more plates.
Yeah, drops the Rift Herald as well immediately in the top side, really punishing the oversteps of aggression towards the bot lane, including the teleport from Hjarnan. So really no answer whatsoever for this. This is going to be first tower.
Yeah, Taxa's making his face shown, but Nolty has got a blast cone to clear that wall. First tower of blood goes over to MnM. XL have been trying to make these plays happen bot lane, but they just have not worked out for them at all. This turret is going to take a lot of damage by Hyanan here, but Yusu and Shogun show up in time to defend, and with no Rift Herald top lane, with no turret top lane, they can keep their bot lane in the bot lane and not worry about rotating. XL starting to scratch their heads a little bit as the gold lead now comfortably in MnM's favor.
What I love about the way that this has actually happened is you were talking in the pregame about how MnM have kind of toned back their early game aggression where they were known for making some oversteps. Everything that's happened so far has been them responding perfectly to XL's attempted aggression and really taking the maximum out of the bad scenarios.
Only Angel able to clear out this wave with relative ease. He's now got himself a Death Stance on that Kindle gem, so he's got a lot of cooldown reduction in his pocket. And remember, one of the things that are very good at kind of shutting down overextended lanes are the likes of a Tahm Kench, because he can Abyssal Voyage behind you. XL, aware of the fact that they have no top lane tier 1, are going to have to step away. Hyanan should be able to pick a turret up in the bot lane, though, so at least XL will gain something on the map for this.
And he's just reaping the benefits of Sendo and Kasing having shoved in that lane so frequently, forcing Yusa and Shogun out of lane. While they weren't killed in the tower dive attempts, they were forced to back away from the tower, and a lot of damage had already come through on that. So Hyanan will finish that one up. It looks like he's building towards maybe the Rylai's as a first item, which really increases the utility of the Singed when it comes to these team fights. Just that constant AoE slow, so potent when it comes to locking people down, especially when you have, we already mentioned, low dashes on the team, so quite
Taxa,
difficult to get out of these
scenarios. That's giving the Ragnarok a flash forward. They're chasing on the chains of connected. Taxa's low HP, and Nolty picks him up. MnM 4-0 over XL.
You'll just love to see it for MnM, don't you? This is exactly what we wanted to see from them. Controlled aggression, perfect counter-aggression to anything that XL has been looking to make happen, and now Nolty can even get a little bit of a 2v1 onto Hyanan in this bot lane now.
Yeah, Hyanan maybe bit off more than he can chew. The World Enders on. The Infernal Chains pulls him back. Sweet spots are landing one after the other. Only Angel flashes to secure it. Another kill for him. Has himself a stopwatch. Only Angel. That was sick. Now they're going to get placed for that. MnM playing a perfect early game.
Yeah, who needs a revive on your ultimate when you can just spend 600 gold for the invulnerability and survive the tower dive anyway? So Nolty not only just picked off the jungler for MXL on the bottom side of the map, but then punishes the overstay on Hyanan. He's not safe under this tower. That flash for that final sweet spot was so nice, and then going golden at the end just to secure the kill and the style points for MnM.
Oh, Yusa takes a lot of damage here from that empowered Q. That Petrifying Gaze not finding his mark, but Sender does a lot of damage to Shogun. It's so hard, though. It's a Sona. You just heal all that damage you took from the trade back up, and they're comfortable. They got the tier. They're stacking it up. The mana bar's low now, but once that Archangels comes through, I just worry what Sendo and Kasing are going to be able to do in this lane.
Who would have thought that we were putting so much emphasis on the assassin versus assassin matchup, but all the excitement's happening in every other lane apart from where they are.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a kill.
He's got one, but that's from roaming down to bot lane where there was the tower dives.
The Jarum's Fist as well now been finished up for XL. So he does have himself a little bit extra health. This is something he did yesterday as well on this to kind of deal with these burstier matchups. Now you see Only Angel 2 levels over Exile, making his way into this mid lane, into his top lane, sorry. He's able to clear out the wave. Turret's going to take a lot of damage, but not enough to go down. MnM weren't actually able to crack that turret in the bot lane, and look at the Drake that is now spawned up. Only Angel does have a teleport, so he can come down if they want to fight for this objective. You see Chips making his way over. Nolty not quite in the right position on the map, though, so MnM might just have to give up another Drake.
Yeah, Exile's already working his way down, and Chips is dealing with that bottom wave, so there's not going to be anyone in a position to try and contest this. It's just going to be shoving on the top side once again for Only Angel as XL look to make something happen towards the bottom side of the map. The second elemental Drake of the game for them. So they need to maybe be a little more precautious of that if you're MnM, because if this game does start to go later, stacking up towards that Infernal Drake is XL.
Now Sendo just teleported into that top lane. Wanted to defend it from Only Angel, so that at least they've burnt a big cooldown from the likes of XL. Gonna seal away this blue buff as well, and a few camps here. Nolty and Only Angel just doing their best to clear away as much experience from Taxa, who is massively far behind. This is what we saw last time Nolty played the Olaf. He snowballed the game by getting a massive CS lead. It's not quite as big as it was last time, but he is winning over the likes of Taxa right now. You can see the gold on your screen right now. It's big lead to Nulty.
And the other concern I have for Taxa in this matchup is usually when we see the Trundle, it's picked up into a Sejuani or something like that with a lot of resistances in the kit. This Olaf, he's building a lot of health, but the resistances aren't quite at the same level to get the most value out of the ultimate that you would in, say, like the Sejuani matchup that we've seen previously. So Taxa isn't going to be as tanky as he could potentially be because there just isn't a tanky target to steal the stats off for MnM.
Pillar comes out just to dissuade MnM from stepping forward. The wards are getting cleared out, but you're seeing Exile taking continual poke from the likes of Use, and now he's got the staff finished up, needs to get it into the Ceres Embrace. A little bit of a way off that. But it seems like both teams are struggling to crack open this mid lane. Although if XL do get their chance on that turret, then you know they're going to be able to take it out very fast with
Only Angel needs to run.
They are actually looking to collapse onto Only Angel, but remember, Shogun can teleport in if he needs to. Not teleport, sorry, but he can Abyssal Voyage and suddenly turn a 1v3 into a 3v3. And when there's one of the most fed members on MnM, you kind of favor them in that fight, especially when it's a double support showing up to keep him alive. You do start to worry. So XL fully aware of that potential, so they step away. They don't want to go commit to the fight right now. It's just a kind of battle of attrition in the mid lane, clearing out the waves. No one's really getting any major progress happening there. You feel like these side lanes are where the setup for the kind of better transition into the mid game is going to come from.
Battle of attrition is like the exact description of the Sona Tom Kench, though. It really favors MnM to just have this constant back and
Chips
forth.
jumps onto XL, that's the change. They have a flash, they have a crescendo. Don't even need to use it till the last moment. Yusa gets himself a kill onto Exile. The wave clears down, the turret buster is down, and MnM can look to crack open mid.
Punishing that lack of vision on the bot side from MnM as Chibs has been pushing bot. He rotates up and gets the fight started mid.
And you're able to get a little bit of damage onto that turret, though.
Dang.
The wave clear turns up in time. The fret turns up in time. And look at that side lane, though. Look at Only Angel. He's still a problem. He's still a nuisance. Yeah, forcing members away towards him from the side of XL.
Yeah, and they weren't able to take that mid tower down, but the death of Exile draws the XL members towards mid. So Only Angel pushing in that minion waves, taking about half the health off of that top tower. That's one of the issues with Singed, is that his wave clear isn't particularly quick, because it's a lot of damage over time with the poison. So if there is a big wave that's shoving into a tower, you are going to get an extra 200-300 damage just from the time it takes for the poison to actually kill off the minions.
And he's building towards that Righteous Glory as well, so see Chibs jump onto Sendo just for a light chunk, uses the double distortion. But MnM now grouping up as 4. This is kind of how you want to play the Sona Taric. You want to play almost ARAM. And they have the power that Only Angel is stronger than both Hyanan and most likely Exile in these side lanes.
Caught by Taxa here.
They're looking to try and catch out Chibs. Chibs can just distortion over that wall, though. Doesn't have his other distortion, so the wave clear is not available to him now. And do you think this will just be the turret falling for Exile in that side of the map?
But once again, Only Angel on the other side of the map himself as well, just pushing these side lanes. He knows that Hyanan can't really fight him, so Hyanan is doing the best that he can to stay on the opposite side of the map. Once again, it's just a wave shoved into the tower. Only Angel looking to take away the camps as well, so a little bit less resources now available for the side of XL. Would likely be Exile who wanted to pick that up for himself for those long-range applications, but you might see a repeat performance of someone hopping over the wall into the mid lane very soon.
Yusa now has that Sheen as well in his pocket, building towards the Lich Bane. We've seen a few Sona kind of Taric or Sona Tarn Kench lanes here in the UK scene so far. Once that Lich Bane comes on, once the Archangel stacked up, which it is now, into the Seraphs, this does a lot of damage. Now, Taxa stepping forward, takes himself a Tongue Lash and an Axe to the face. Miasma to slow down Shogun. He has to go golden, trying to stay alive for the moment, but I don't think this is going to be too much. They're healing the Flash. Sendo picks up the kill. XL quite happy to take that one.
Great health not used there. After the stopwatch, wasn't able to pick up that extra bit of shielding that might have been enough to take him out. And MnM wasn't in position.
Now they have got Only Angel. They're going in with the Righteous Glory. The flip comes down. He does have himself a World Ender. He's grounded, trying to clear away. He gets shot back by the Buster Shot. He's in the middle of the fray. Yusa heals up, gets the crescendo. The damage has been thrown down. Enough to keep Only Angel alive, though, as he is able to get himself onto the Honey Fruit. Now Nulty has to use that Ragnarok. They're trying to turn it around. Meanwhile, Only Angel sustaining up onto the Drake, trying to get some life back here for the moment. But MnM have got low health bars. They need to be careful. Hyanan, full HP, a real threat here as Chibs jumps onto Kasinga. in, gets the chain, gets the ignite. Doesn't land the full combo, though. Not enough to get the burst down. And now Nolty is getting caught out. The Drake's being reset. Exile jumps in, but the fight is getting turned around onto the front. That's the pop. That's the kill for Exile. Now he's jumping for Only Angel. The jump over the wall. The flash forward. The aggression is there. Only Angel's getting the knockup. He gets so much damage. What an outplay by Only Angel. This is just sexy. He is getting every member of Exile. They're running away. The tongue lash is not enough. Now the turnaround might be coming down, but they step away. The Drake picked up by MnM. Exile. That was messy.
The second you see Nolty fall, you think Taxa, he's got this dragon secured. But that over-aggression again from Exile, jumping forward, getting the reset and then flashing over the wall to chase down Only Angel. He's got the Death's Dance, man. He has Conqueror. He has so much innate healing in his kit, even without having the ultimate available to him at that moment. He just gets so much health back, turns it around onto Exile, and then it's the chase down from MnM to not only pick up that kill, but also get that Drake secured for themselves as well.
Deathbringer stance does so much healing. Even outside of the fact he had the Death Dance, he did so much healing. And I look at this, the chains go a little bit wide. That might have been enough to kill Kasing with the mark on, but I just want to watch Only Angel here. This was so sick by him.
Yeah, you see Exile hop into this fight, and he gets the kill onto Nolty, and you think, okay, MnM's forced to back away, but that little overstep of aggression, flashing forwards into the bush. Only Angel didn't even have vision at that moment, but still landed the sweet spot, got that healing, and then just more of it from the passive as well, and then hops back over the wall to enter the fray for a second time.
We're back into the action. Exile needs to be careful. There's a crescendo available, but a great buster shot. Not going to be enough to lock him down. The Ragnarok has been used to teleport in. Chips gets the assassination off into Exile. Taxa caught out by the chains. MnM are popping off in the fight. Now they're looking for Sendo. The Miasma will slow them down, but Baron Nashor is on the cards for MnM. What can Sing? What can Sendo do to try and hold the day? The chains have connected onto him. He's been rooted. He's been tongue lashed. The Petrifying Gaze is big. In comes Hjarnan trying to poison and kill everybody, but he just doesn't do enough damage. Now he's getting chunked onto. Now he's in the middle of MnM. The poison is doing so much to slow them, but he gets stunned up. He gets caught out. Only Angel is unstoppable, and MnM are a force who are running through Exile.
But did they buy enough time for Taxa to get back up and get involved in this? The double grounding played such a huge role in Sendo staying alive, so he's able to recall and teleport back in, and he's still able to poke MnM.
Look at Taxa though. Look at Exile. They're making their way in. Chibs low HP, 3,000 health onto the Baron. Shogun is dead. Chibs jumps in. He's ignited. He flashes away. The Baron has been picked up. Only Angel does have the ability to jump out, but the grounding doing a lot of work. Nolty just committing. He's going for the fight. He's going to get out, but Only Angel can jump over the wall with the Umbral Dash. Not enough to get that one. Only one of MnM has fallen. Make that two, sorry, but they get the Baron. They walk away happy, and they can just go back, reset, and look to try to lose out some towers.
Crucially, Only Angel still has the Baron buff available. He's been such an irritating little split push threat in favor of MnM throughout the game. And now that he has that buff available to him, it makes it that much harder for Hjarnan or even Exile to clear out the waves against him in the side lanes.
Alrighty, well, let's see how this is going to shape out with this Baron, how the next few moments are going to work. MnM looking to clear out these waves here. Yusa hasn't got that Lich Bane quite yet. He's very, very close. 450 gold off. To get a little toggle on the gold, he should be fairly close at this point. Oh, okay, don't worry.
The one thing that I actually really love is Nolty rushing that adaptive helm, because he gets so much value out of it against the double DOTs of Cassiopeia and from the Singed as well. That ticking of poison, constant. He gets so much damage reduction from that, and not only from the actual poison effect itself, but from the twin fangs from Cassiopeia. It's essentially cutting down that hyper carry damage by about a large margin when you're not really on that tankiest champion in the game, especially when you pop your Ragnarok. You lose your built-in resistances, so getting that extra just inbuilt damage reduction is pretty huge for keeping this Olaf alive in the team fights. And again, that's something that Taxa won't benefit from.
Oh, they use the Righteous Glory. They're looking to go for it. There is a crescendo. Catches them out. The grounding effect is not enough. A lot of damage onto XL, but in come MnM. Nolty on that flank in a 3 versus 5. MnM just walk away happy. They get a tower on the other side of the map. Chibs is pushing bot lane. The solo lanes are crumbling around all of XL, and they're now losing their foundation around them.
5 members collapsing on Only Angel. It's not even enough to catch him. He just hops away before the grounding comes down. And now they've got the entire map to run to try and catch out Chibs on the bot lane inhibitor.
He's going to smash through these turrets. Now he's got the Lich Bane. Look at this turret just melt. Chibs is pushing the bot lane still at this point. He's probably been able to do a fair amount of damage to it. Only Angel catches a wave top lane, and now the 1-3-1 is starting to be a real nuisance as the turret in the bot lane has now fallen to Chibs. Open inhib.
And Only Angel still just pushing on the other side of the map. 3 members just off to the side, maybe trying to catch him out, but that 3-man ball for MnM as well still has the Abyssal Voyage available, so if there is an overcommit onto Only Angel, they can get across there quickly.
This is going to be the turret falling here. MnM, can they close out versus the LEC sister team XL? For the first time this entire split, they've lost to no one but LEC sister teams, and these LEC sister teams have never lost to anyone but each other. If MnM can take this win here, they will be setting a new record for the summer split.
Jake, your perfect predictions this week are kind of sweating right now as MnM
I actually don't care. This is hype.
All 3 lanes, and the first inhibitor falls bot.
They're going in for the fight, though. Shogun has been caught out. Still got great health. He's getting chunked down low, though. Yusa holding that crescendo for the moment. Shogun flashes over the wall. Can get healed up by Yusa. Taxo gets chunked. Loses half his HP. Yusa now looks to heal up. That's going to be Hyunum flipping them back. Yusa gets gobbled up by Shogun. The crescendo was used early. They try to bail them out. Shogun now getting healed up, sped up to make his way out. They're going on to Nolty. Nolty is buster shots away as he gets picked up. It's a 2 quick kills picked up for the side of XL. Only Angel wants to take this inhibitor, though. He can take it in time before maybe giving up his life. Chibs is closing in. The health bars are low. They're looking for the next turret in the mid lane. Can they defend? Can he go? He's going in with a 3-man knockup. Only Angel 1 versus 5 is doing so much work for his team. They're going to take down every inhibitor from XL. They find themselves the kills, but they're losing their base.
I hate this play style, but it's so good. It's so well played from MnM. Playing against it is so difficult when you think, okay, we've called out 3 members here. Surely we can win a team fight, but it doesn't matter when both solo lanes do not move. They both sit in the side lanes in top and bot, constantly shoving in. Chibs even got some damage down onto the Nexus towers at that moment because they just didn't care that, okay, their Sona, their Tahm Kench, and Olaf are being collapsed on. We can just continue shoving and then rotate over when they try and commit for Only Angel. They do pick up that kill, and it's a big bounty to have picked up, and make no mistake about it, but for 3 inhibitors, that 500 gold is far from worth it for XL because they're just going to be in pure turtle mode for the next several minutes.
You can see that Zhonya's Hourglass starting to get built up by Yusa here. Double Cloud Drake will be MnM's reward as they're teleporting into the mid lane. MnM might just look to try and close this game out right here, right now. Only 2 turrets stand between them and denying XL a guaranteed spot at Twickenham. These are what they're playing for here. MnM, they secured 3rd. They can't secure higher at the moment. But if they can beat XL in their last game heading in towards the gauntlet, in towards that tower challenge, what a way to start it up. Infernal Chain's not going to land onto Taxa here. They're just ushering the minions in. Chibs in that bot lane. The other 4 in the mid here. Hyanan throws out the grounding effect for the moment. Gets the Omega Adhesive. A great Petrifying Gaze comes down, though. As in comes MnM. They're looking for the fight. That's one already picked up by Hyanan. Yusa is down. A shutdown picked up by XL. Chibs has to run away. Shogun, the grey health is used, but it's not enough to keep him alive for the moment. He's low. He's burning down to the poison, but he makes an escape. He gets out. 3 members of MnM have fallen, but so much damage has been done to XL's turrets in the meantime. They might just lose this here. I don't know if they can clear it in time.
So close. One more hit. It's gone down. That's 1 Nexus turret cleared, even though 2 members of MnM were taken down. And now the Baron's back up and available. I'm not sure they should feel super comfortable taking this, but XL are all just shoved back into their base. They don't have teleports on either Yusa or Only Angel when they survive, but Yusa fell in that fight because he got caught out very early on, and Shogun was stunned up as well by the Petrifying Gaze, so he couldn't get the Devourer off in time to keep Sona alive, and she went down inside the Tahm Kench to the damage over time, the poison of Hyanan. So that was really the crucial turning point for that fight as to why XL was able to pick up that team fight victory, but they still lose the Nexus Tower and the Baron for it. And Only Angel respawns in time to get in on himself.
Yeah, all 5 members of MnM now running around with a Baron buff, with open inhibs. I mean, the inhibs are gone. There's 1 turret, and look at his HP. Can I get observers to let me know what the health on that turret currently is?
It's probably less than a Lich Brain proc from Sona.
I'm fairly certain you're correct on that. I think he could probably one-shot it as long as the minions are there to shred that, what's it called? The resistance.
The armory thing.
Anti-non-minion split push thing.
Sure.
I didn't catch
700.
700, thank you for the effort.
Okay, maybe it's a stretch for a single
I don't know.
attack, but
I don't know, dude. I feel like he's got a lot of damage here. Now, look at Exile trying to clear out these minions from Chibs, but there's a bunch of supers all getting powered up. Exile does do a lot of damage, and you see him just try and get that auto onto Chibs, but the wave is still starting to stack up. MnM walking these in. They don't even need to step up to the turrets. They know the minions can do the work for them. Taxa throws down the ulti on to Shogun, the subjugated. Oh, Chibs! One-shot Exile! MnM have been able to crack the turret. Only Angel pops the World Ender, and this might just be it. Exile might just lose to MnM. They were so close to guaranteeing themselves a spot at Twickenham. MnM come in for the denial. They're focusing the Nexus. They're focusing the fight. The Nexus crumbles. MnM have done it. They take down Exile.
What a performance from MnM today. What? It's the final week, and finally someone denies XL from the Tower Challenge against Fnatic. It took 7 weeks to get there, but finally a little bit of variety in the finals. I'm so excited for this one, even if it means both of our prediction dreams are dead.
Mine are in the trash, but I do not care. MnM got their first win over one of these sister teams, and if they can get the second one, they can finally take out Fnatic Rising. That would be insane.
That would be hype. That would definitely be hype.
So hype. Wow, what a game. Now, XL have been denied making it to Twickenham guaranteed. They have to now run the gauntlet, while MnM, they have now just beaten them out and guaranteed Fnatic Rising Twickenham finals. That's the key thing here. That's the great takeaway. If you're a Fnatic fan, you're happy because you will be seeing them on the 1st of September in Twickenham for guaranteed. And now MnM, they forced XL into that gauntlet. And what a way to end. What a way to end our last bracket final. XL do lose, but we still have the Tower Challenge coming up. That's going to be exciting now because MnM are looking on form right now.
And I love how we had the tweet before from Officer Naughty, MnM, Alex saying, hey guys, leave Irelia and Akali open, I dare you. They were both banned first draft and it didn't even matter. MnM still came out as the better team in this one, and it wasn't at all thanks to them being the aggressors in a lot of scenarios. It was just responding incredibly well to XL's early game aggression, which we know is going to be coming out from them. It's a team that likes to play heavily towards the early game, and MnM just countered it so well with that Sona Tahm Kench in the bottom lane, surviving all the tower dive attempts.
I feel like Fnatic might look to ban away that. But then you have to ban, then you leave the Kiana open, you leave the Akali open, the Aurelia open. What do you want? What do you want to deal with? Because I do feel like MnM's bot lane has been their weakness so far into these sister teams. Pick yourself a pretty neutral bot lane in the Sona Tahm Kench, and you just don't need to win lane. You just play for late.
And how many times have we made the point that MnM, the only teams they've lost to is these LEC sister teams? Well, now, not only that, but they are the only team to have beaten one of them other than one another. So MnM is really stepping up. We thought that they were going to be like the 3rd place contenders at the start of the season, and then there was a little bit of sketchiness. We thought Demise might be able to contend them. Diabolus at one point was looking like strong contenders for 3rd place, but after today's performances, it's completely solid that these guys are the top of the rest of the teams.
Well, blowing those expectations out of the water, blowing our XL versus Fnatic final Tower Challenge out of the water. MnM find themselves a very, very confident win. Now, they'll have to play a 3rd game in a row, and if they beat Fnatic, they then have to do the rematch today as well, which makes it a 4th game in a row. So potentially a long time for MnM before they take that tower. But coming up after the break, MnM will ascend to the top of the tower to challenge Fnatic Rising. This one's going to be a doozy. You don't want to miss it. So we'll see you after the break. See you in a second.